All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're breaking down this massive industry-wide shift from manual product management to the new age of AI-driven agentic tools in 2026. Look, if you felt lately like you're spending way more time just managing tickets than actually steering your product strategy, you are definitely not alone. We're going to unpack a really insightful breakdown of how the very nature of product delivery is fundamentally changing, moving away from those old static spreadsheets and straight into intelligent automated systems. So, here's our quick roadmap for today. 1. The PM administrative crisis. 2. The rise of agentic PM. 3. The 3 pillars of modern AI tools. 4. The tool landscape. And 5. Choosing your AI suite. Let's get right into it. Section 1. The PM administrative crisis, or as they call it, hitting the documentation wall. We're kicking off with the core problem here. The source text highlights a pretty harsh reality. Product managers today have slowly morphed from strategic leaders into, well, manual information secretaries. You're basically trapped behind this massive wall of documentation. For the past decade, we've relied on these legacy tools. They're static repositories that force you to manually triage absolutely everything. They literally become what the source calls feedback graveyards. You put the data in and it just sits there gathering dust. Contrast that with a new standard on the right, agentic systems. These are proactive, intelligent systems. So instead of you manually digging for trends, while actively avoiding eye contact with your giant backlog, the tool analyzes real-time market data and actually surfaces the insights directly to you. It's the difference between software that passively waits for your input and software that actively works alongside you as a partner. Moving on to Section 2, the rise of agentic PM, and why it's the new competitive advantage. So let's see how adopting this framework is completely shaking up the daily life of product teams. Because this isn't just some minor feature update, it's a totally new competitive edge. And the sheer scale of this paradigm shift is frankly staggering. Get this, based on the 2026 data cited in our source, 72% of product teams are already leveraging AI agents for their workflows. Just think about that for a second. Nearly 3/4 of teams are using AI to automate heavy lifting like user interview analysis and competitive benchmarking. That leaves only 28% still relying on traditional passive software. If your team is stuck in that 28%, manually categorizing every single piece of feedback, well, the gap between you and your competitors is widening incredibly fast. And why does that 72% adoption rate actually matter? Because it translates directly to 12 to 15 hours reclaimed per week, per product manager. By offloading the synthesis of all that messy qualitative data, we're talking support tickets, endless sales calls, survey feedback, to AI, top performers are completely liberating themselves from administrative bloat. I mean, imagine getting almost 2 full working days back every single week to actually focus on high-level problem solving instead of just formatting tickets. It's a total game changer. So let's quickly nail down exactly what we mean here. Agentic product management is defined as a modern workflow where tools proactively synthesize disparate data points and suggest strategic actions based on business objectives. Basically, it's graduating from a world where your software is just a fancy filing cabinet to a world where your software actively analyzes the data and recommends your next strategic pivot. All right, Section 3, the 3 pillars of modern AI tools that are setting the new standard. To stay competitive right now, any modern AI product suite has to master these 3 foundational elements. They ensure that AI isn't just some flashy gimmick, but a real core strategic engine. First up, AI-driven insight synthesis. The tool has to be able to ingest thousands of scattered data points and actually spit out actionable requirements. Second is autonomous roadmap management. The system needs to use real-time market data to suggest reprioritization based on your actual business objectives. And third, cross-functional collaboration. The AI has to have deep, native integrations so it can seamlessly translate context between engineering, design, and sales. Which means, thankfully, you finally get to stop playing the exhausting role of full-time human translator between departments. Section 4, the tool landscape. Let's evaluate the top contenders out there. Now, not every tool is built for every team, right? So let's impartially break down the 4 key platforms leading the space right now based on the source text analysis and match them to your specific bottleneck. If your main bottleneck is strategy and alignment, Specky.space is highlighted as a leader for bridging user intent with roadmap execution. Now, if you're a massive enterprise dealing with categorization at scale, Product Board is fantastic because it allows you to strictly control hierarchical data structures. Struggling with technical delivery integration, Jira Product Discovery is your go-to for closing the loop directly with engineering context. And finally, if your primary focus is just quick execution and shipping, linear is the gold standard for that velocity-first approach. It's less about the deep strategic why and totally focused on the how to ship perfectly and incredibly fast. And just to give you an example of the measurable impact these modern tools claim, the source material notes that teams using Specky.space specifically report a 25% increase in feature adoption. They do this by mapping customer sentiment directly to their OKRs. That continuously tunes their roadmap to actual evolving market demands, which completely cuts down on feature creep. Finally, Section 5, choosing your AI suite using a diagnostic approach. Let's synthesize everything we've talked about so you can confidently evaluate what fits your specific environment. Following these 3 clear steps will make sure you trade that administrative headache for real, tangible growth. Step 1, be brutally honest and identify your team's primary bottleneck right now. Is it strategy, taxonomy, delivery, or velocity? Step 2, match that specific bottleneck to the core strength of an agentic tool. Don't just go buy the flashiest software, buy the exact one that solves your constraint. And step 3, actively transition your team's workflow from manual reporting to high-level problem solving. Remember, the tool is just the engine. You still have to drive the car. Ultimately, the goal here is to shift your entire operational mindset. The true value of a product tool in 2026 is not about how pretty its charts are or how many neat integrations it has. It is measured entirely by how well it helps a team choose the right problems to solve in the first place. It's about moving from a mindset of just shipping features to a mindset of actually driving impact. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on the next time you open up your product roadmap. Are you just managing tasks, formatting tickets, and acting as a conduit of information, or are you truly leading your product's future? The tools absolutely exist today to let you do the latter. It might just be time to let the AI handle the administrative crisis so you can get back to building something incredible. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.